So close. Hi, now I'm live everywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone who just heard me introduce myself on TikTok and Instagram, now you get to hear me introduce myself again. My name is Rory. I'm from Sassafras Tarot, and I am a tarot reader, singer-songwriter, and all-around personal growth nerd from Long Island, New York. This is my second in command, Melissa Marie. She is my second tarot reader, recently added to the team, chaos coordinator, and many other things from Long Island as well.
Hey, y'all. Good morning.
We are broadcasting live from my unicorn habitat here on LI. We are shuffling, and I am going to just check and make sure the stream is live and do a little sherry because I invite you to do the same, actually. Not every platform really cares about lives anymore, I have found, and so I invite you, if you're watching this broadcast, to go ahead and share it so other people can see it. It says live now, but do you see it? No, I don't see it. Oh, Facebook.
Oh, I don't even have my phone to...
There we go. Okay. Okay. I'm just sharing this to Facebook quick, so while I type, sorry that I'm ignoring you, friend.
How is everyone doing this morning? Where are you tuned in from? What are you drinking, and how are you feeling? We've got Rory's famous 3 questions. I don't know. Do you usually ask those on the Witchy Weather Report? I forget, but
I do. Yes.
Here. Great. So tell us where you're tuned in from, whether that is geographically or physically in a location of home, work, or other. What are you sipping on? I got some water here. Rory also seems very hydrated.
I have 2 waters that I really should finish, and I intend to by the end of this broadcast.
That's the goal.
I'm making a commitment.
And how are you feeling? Real answer, no polite answers. We want to know how you are.
We want to know for real. Hi, Kaylee. Are you coming up to say hello?
How is Kaylee feeling?
Kaylee is feeling, yeah. Kaylee is my cat, and she's like lurking. She's skulking around. Hi, yeah, you lurking on the live stream? Yeah, hi. Hi, guys, it's Kaylee. It's time for a Kaylee cameo.
Meow, meow, meow. A cat meow.
A cat meow.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Kaylee.
I see Zoe.
Yay. Hello. Welcome.
Kaylee, Zoe says hi.
If you have commented, I don't see it yet. So sorry. Because I am away from my comments right now. I'm sharing this on the Facebooks because I have noticed that Facebook does not care about live anymore. No. So I always have to share it.
Next time I'll make sure to keep my phone handy and I can do the back end sharesies.
Oh, that's smart. I thank you. Okay, so there, I've done a share.
There's a cat in the chat from Zoe.
I see some comments. Oh, good. Judith is here. I was gonna message you personally, Judith, if you didn't find us, because I know Facebook is just like, we don't show lives anymore. We don't care. Hello, TikTok. Hello, Jerry. How you doing? Welcome. If you're tuned in, anywhere you're tuned in, we are here. My name is Rory. I am the head witch at Sassafras Tarot, and this is my second in command witch, Melissa, and we are reading your cards today. So we will be pulling a collective card pull for everybody. We will also be pulling a card for Grayson, who always pre-orders a card in the Discord. And then we will be going down the list and pulling cards for you. And each of us will be pulling a card. We have a fun format today that Melissa thought of. I'm going to be doing a do this card, and Melissa's going to be doing a do not do this card. So you are welcome to ask your question if you have a particular question. And it doesn't have to be a do this, don't do this question. If you have a different question, we will tailor to you. But if you just want a general card, that's what you're getting. Good meowing. Hey, Andine, how you doing? So if you'd like a card, drop a cat in the chat or write the word meow. That is our secret code. Judith says, go to live chat.
Not in the live chat?
I see. I'm confused by this comment. Perhaps she's not saying to me. I don't know. Okay.
Oh, we got a meow on Twitch.
Jerry, awesome. You are on. So what we have on deck is card for everybody. Card for Grayson, card for Zoe, card for Ondine, card for Jerry. I will not remember everything. Judith. Yes, Judith put a meowie. Where did Facebook hide the kitties? Oh my God, rude. Rude. So we're going to pull a do not this card for everyone for the month of December. We're going to do it right now. I am reading with the Tarot of the Cloisters, a beautiful round deck that is actually out of print. You can find it for $1 billion.
I didn't know it was out of print
on the internet, but it's no longer being made. Anyway, it's beautiful. It's very stained glassy, and it's round, which I love because it adds another layer of meanings to the cards. What are you reading with today?
I am reading, I always forget the name of this, the Pause Tarot. It's very similar to the traditional Smith-Waite deck, but it's got sassy cats instead. So it's a little bit of a sassier version of your stereotypical traditional Smith-Waite deck.
Nice. Meow Margaret. Meow Grit is here.
All right. Meow Grit, also with a card. Okay, cool. We love it.
Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we are about to pull a do not card for you. For everyone, including us. Godspeed us for the month of December. Ready, set, go. Here we are. Do this. The Queen of Swords, lean into your truth. The Queen of Swords, you can't really see it, but the way I'm looking at her, she is kind of leaning into the future with her sword. In other words, allow your truth to define what the future looks like. We are making our decisions based on truth, based on facts. It doesn't mean our emotions are not important, but we can look at it like it's a fact that I feel this way, but feelings aren't facts, right? So we can honor our emotions, but we're making our decisions based on the truth. What is it that we see to be true? And I was just reading a book that said there's 3 versions of the truth: yours, mine, and the truth.
Yeah.
And so be aware, like, interpret the truth to the best of your ability, right? That's what I mean when I talk about your truth. Identify what your truth is in the matter and make your decisions from that vantage point. We're looking at facts. We're making thoughtful, rational decisions. We are making decisions grounded in truth so that we move forward. How about you?
So I actually think that's super cool because my not the vibe card is the Page of Wands. So that's really interesting because normally that would be this exploring of these things that you're passionate about and figuring it out, but we're not exploring. We know what we want. We're not worried about guessing. So wherever you're feeling inside, like, you don't have to guess. We're not figuring shit out. You already know.
Yeah. So Page of Wands is often kind of like a brand new, like, pages are like students, right? Like a student of life, a student of their own passion, right? That's fine. That's not where we're making decisions from in December. We're making decisions from, like, just the facts, man. What's going on here?
We're not using the emotions. We're not figuring shit. You can figure shit out. Like, we're all students on a regular basis, but like queens, like, your shit. You've got it. We're not guessing. We're not new here.
Yes, we're not new here. Especially as you move into your future, we're leaning into the future with the truth. We're making our decisions from our truth, not from our whatever else. Our Michigas.
I like that. That's very solid.
Hey, Mary Jane. I know I love when the tarot gives you a very solid directive. That's why I love having 2 cards. I love do not. That was such a great idea. Cool. We got 1,000,001 people on deck. We are going to pull a do not for Grayson. Then we are going to go down the list.
So Grayson have a question? Sometimes I know.
Grayson's question is usually like, what do I need to know for the month ahead?
Okay.
Yeah. So, by the way, little announcement. My podcast is over. Sassafras Cast. This is not a podcast. It's just a live stream. My podcast, Sassafras Cast, is no longer in production. As of right now, you can still hear the past episodes. I don't know if that'll happen forever. So if you want to listen, make December your month. My Patreon is no longer active. So if you're a patron, you're not getting billed anymore. I am working on saving all that content and putting it somewhere so you can access it. The Discord remains active. And if you'd like to join my Discord, it's now open membership. My Sassafras Tarot Discord, just message me and let me know. I would love to have you on it. And it's just because in this season of transition, I have decided that I love the podcast and I'm leaving it in 2025 so that I can open my schedule and my heart to new things. So now you know that.
Proud of you.
Thanks. Okay, Grayson, do this. Be the Emperor. Grayson, I feel like you get the Emperor often. I feel like you often get authority cards. Be in your authority. Make your decisions. you notice that a river flows behind the emperor. So yes, there are emotions. The emperor is not stoic. The emperor does have feelings. But he's also turned away from it. He's sitting in his throne. He's also holding on to this like scepter type thing and this little orb of power. And he's really making decisions that are based on his authority and his sense of how things need to move forward. And he trusts in those implicitly. The emperor knows that he knows what is right for him. He doesn't know everything necessarily, but he is in his authority when he makes his decisions, and he trusts his own call. And then he backs them up, you know? He's like, okay, I've made this decision and I will follow through. I'm making this bed. I intend to lie in it, right? That is like, he's accountable. So be the emperor you wish to see in the world in the month of December.
The cards are really funny today.
Oh, I love it.
Don't be the empress.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I especially love this because Grayson is a fellow NB. I'm a non-binary human. We have a whole non-binary experience going on here.
I was like trying hard not to laugh the entire time you're reading this card because I already had this.
So we're leaning into that. I guess take that as you will, Grayson.
Don't be the empress. You know the things you need. Like empress is, you know, that fertility, that fruitfulness, but in the negative, it's this like maybe it kind of is calling to me as like a let other people be fruitful. Take a little bit. Get from other people rather than like having to create your own wealth, your own everything. And especially with the do vibe as being the emperor, like that does kind of feel like a choose your own adventure sort of experience. But like I think this is very much like an outward thing, like rather than like being this fertile epic goddess feel, like it's almost like you're allowed to, it's a reminder that you can also be like a little bit soft and maybe not have to have all of your things in charge, so to speak.
Yeah. I love this. As you may or may not know, I'm a tarot reader who does not deal in divine feminine, divine masculine, because those gender roles were invented by the patriarchy and I just don't show up for them. And I'm not interested in them in my practice. And if you're interested in them in your practice, that's cool. You do you, right? But that's not how I read. And I look at the emperor and empress as two different kinds of leaders, you know? And so whatever that means to you, be the emperor you wish to see in the world, not the empress. And I think about, you know what I was thinking about while you're talking about the empress was, someone posts around this time of year, how like the thing we associate as holiday magic is often just like the
invisible labor of women.
Yes, the invisible labor of women. Right. And I'm like, it's not time to be the invisible labor that makes magic for everyone else.
Right.
It's time for you to be in your authority.
And let someone else make the magic for you.
Yeah. Yes. Ooh,
like
delicious.
That's really like the empress. Right. Like I know it's about that fruitfulness and that fertility, and in the negative, it's like let it be someone else's problem.
Let it be someone else's problem
this month.
The tarot reader told you it's someone else's problem.
I love to do that, and I will never take my own advice, but I'm happy to give it to you.
Hey Eileen. Hey Brittany.
So many friends. Josh. Oh hi Josh. He didn't say hi, but I saw him too.
Oh, nice. Hi, Josh. Oh, yeah. There he is. Nice. Love that. Okay.
Judith was next with a cat.
We have Zoe next.
Oh, it's Zoe. Yeah,
Zoe and Ondine.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Zoe, Ondine.
Her platform.
Our guy over here. No, I just like saw them first, so maybe I'm wrong.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever. We'll get to everyone. Zoe and Ondine first. That's next. We had someone from TikTok, Jerry. Then we had Judith, and then there's a few more people since. And I see you, Margaret. I see you, Mary Jane. I see you, Eileen, and I see you, Brittany. Yes, I have a guest. This is Melissa. I don't know if you were here for the last week, but you know Melissa.
Hello.
Yeah, my second in command. This is a good time. This is a good time for me to ask you my standard 3 questions. Question number 1, where are you tuned in from? We are broadcasting live from my unicorn habitat here on Long Island in New York. Question number 2, what are you sipping on today? I am sipping on several bottles of water because I am a chaos bisexual. How about you?
I have retrieved my magical cup, so I am also sipping on chaotic water from a chaotic cup.
Love it. And question 3, how are you feeling today? We want the real answer, not the polite answer. We support each other on my broadcast. How are you feeling for real, for real?
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling like I'm a little sleep deprived, and I feel like I should be feeling worse than I am, but I'm not, so I'm embracing it.
So real.
Possibly I'm veering into loopy.
Love that.
I had a gig. I picked up a gig at the last minute last night, and I was glad to. But it means that I'm running on less sleep than usual. So your tarot reader is a little more unfiltered. How about you?
I'm sad.
Sorry.
But I'm glad to be here. This is lovely. I
It's
feel better
lovely.
being here, and I'm so excited to read for everybody. We have Jerry said MN. I don't know if you would like to clarify.
Yeah,
what
feel
that
free
was.
to let
But
me
we
know what
saw
that
your
means.
original ask for a card, so you will.
Yeah,
be
but if
getting
you have a
one.
particular request, let me know. Let's pull a card, a do not for Zoe, and then Ondine. Zoe's tuned in from the couch next to a cute kid. Hi, cute kid. Sipping on coffee, feeling mostly relaxed, in need of some energy.
Energy.
Oh yeah, unfiltered hug, Melissa. Zoe sends you.
I love you. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, Kaylee. Kaylee's behind us making little Kaylee noises. Okay, do this. 7 of Swords in reverse. It's not time to live in fucking secrets. Come clean about shit. Because the 7 of Swords is a card of secrets, upright, right? So it's also about like taking what you need and getting the hell out of there. Like you can see, I'm holding this up special for Instagram because that's where Zoe is. This person's got a bunch of swords. He's looking back at where he came from, and they're like, yeah, I'm done. I had to leave this behind, and I took what I could and I got out. And this is often an analog for anyone who has ever had to like leave people behind in order to be their true self, because those people wouldn't accept them as they truly were. Often when I'm reading for people, people in the queer community get this card all the time in my readings as a reader. And the 7 of Swords is in reverse. It's like, I just want to implore you to like make your decisions about like what's a secret, what gets shared with everybody, you know, like it's kind of telling you in a different way, like dig into your truth, but understanding that that might be messier for you, you know, than the average person right now at this moment in your history. But here it is in reverse. What does it mean to you? What does it mean when secrets, the way to read a reversal, we were just talking about this, Melissa and me, about reading reversals, is to take the meaning and make it weird, right? And when I read this as an advice card, it's like, consider who gets your truth, right? Who gets your big truth? Who gets the truth that only goes out to inner circle? Who gets the things that are like very, very, you know, core to who you are? And here it is in reverse, like take it and make it weird. You know what I mean? Like it might be time to like shake those ideas up. If we've had for a long time an idea about like, okay, I can only share this part of myself with the whole world and everyone else has to get this part of myself and this is not safe for public consumption, I'm going to invite you to be a little impulsive and shake those ideas up and just see what happens when you just blurt some stuff and live a little realer. How about you? What's your do not?
I love this. It's do not 5 of Pentacles.
Ooh.
You don't need help. You know what you need. You know what you need to say. You know what you need to do. This is big, like intuition in the do not vibes. Like you have the ability to walk away, to know what you need to be getting rid of. And it's in here. You don't need this help. And that's not to say that you can't reach out because you know, want to chit chat. But like at the end of the day, like, you know what your pentacle, what you need to get your pentacles in line, all of your resources.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love how every time I turn to Melissa for the second card,
I'm already
like,
giggling. I'm like, this is fun.
I know it is
This
really
is
fun.
super
I love
fun.
doing this.
Oh, Jerry's writing from Minnesota. MN was Minnesota.
Oh, you're tuning in from Minnesota. Welcome
Minnesota.
from Minnesota. How's the weather? Is it very cold? Do you have snow? Is it Minnesota today?
Minnesota, oh God.
All I know about Minnesota is cold and accents, which I won't insult you by attempting. And
I watch Minnesota Mom. She makes all the salads that are not real salads. They're like Snickers salads and Jello salads and crazy unhinged. She made a donut salad yesterday. I don't know.
Have you had any donut salads?
Have you had
lately?
a donut salad from Midwest Mom, Minnesota Mom?
Jerry's like, stop insulting me.
I know. I'm so sorry. B. Marie is tuning in from bed. Excellent. On mobile, also excellent. Please get a beverage. Just woke up, seeing the signs of an incoming depression episode. Well, we are here to hold some space for you.
We are here to hold space and remind you, take care of yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
And Margaret's here in Chile, Texas. Energizing witchy concoctions. Woke up already energized. Yes. I'm glad that you are energized today, Margaret.
All of that. And Prince. Ondine says, and Prince. Oh, yeah, Minnesota Prince. Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Took me
I did
a
not know
hot
that,
minute.
so thank you for clarifying.
Okay, I'm looking to see if Ondine had a
I
question.
didn't see a question. Yeah, if you're waiting for a reading and you have a question, make sure you drop
You
it.
certainly
Mary
can.
Jane
Mary
has a
Jane has
question.
one. I'll come back around to you because we've got a few more on deck, but I will get to you, Mary Jane. Don't worry.
Ooh.
Okay, Ondine, we're pulling a do not for you.
My deck's upside down.
Mine maybe, but it's round. Who knows? Who knows? I love having round cards. It makes me so. You know what? The round cards are like a reflection of my friggin' gender identity. I'm just gonna say it.
Oh, wow.
Everything's made up and the points don't matter, and that is my gender identity. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
No cue, just need the vibe. What a mood. Okay, we have the Five of Pentacles, and this Five of Pentacles, you can see, is kind of like coming out of a past. So it's kind of pointing aggressively towards the future. It's like the completion of something that's been building for a little while. And the Five of Pentacles really is a sense of lack and scarcity. And as an advice card, the advice here is to ask for help. The advice here is to ask for help. The advice here is also to not panic, to look at your situation and be like, okay, it took a while for me to get to this situation. It's going to take a while for me to get out of this situation, but I don't have to figure it out all overnight. Take the pressure off. And I don't have to figure it all out myself. And recognize that, like, this is not about personal failure. This is about circumstances snowballing into whatever they were, all the things together. And at the end of the day, right, like, we go through times like this. We go through times when things feel scarce. We go through times when things feel hard. We go through times when hope is hard to access. Mm-hmm. And you are asked to let yourself ask for help, to let yourself have all the revelations that come with feeling like we're bottoming out a little bit. Like, okay, some of my hope has gone and I'm feeling depleted. And I'm going to invite you, not in a shitty way, but in a mindful way, to like let yourself say yes to acknowledging the experience you're having. Let yourself say yes to, yes, I am feeling this way. Yes, this is happening. That doesn't mean like being a victim or lying down and taking it. It means saying, yes, I acknowledge what's going on, because I'm thinking of that phrase, what we resist persists. You know, but once we say yes, okay, here's the circumstance. Once we acknowledge it, we can begin to solve it. And we can begin to realize, okay, here's where I'm at. Therefore, here's the next step. And our natural problem solving ability comes out quite quickly. And we realize it's not the end of the world. Wow. Interesting, as my card for this last week was death. Yeah. It seems to me like this is perhaps a continuation of that situation where it's like, okay, there are some things that the way I read that is like, are just not in place anymore. And rather than be resisty about that, allow the cycle to complete and allow yourself to say, hey, here's where I'm at. It's okay.
So that's super interesting, because my do not card, it's so weird when you get like positive cards in a do not space. My do not card is the 10 of Cups. So whereas that would normally be this like joyous thing, it is kind of leaning into that encouragement of like, you're working through the stuff, you're not quite ready to celebrate. There is this guidance of like asking for help and figuring it out and kind of sitting with things. It's not over yet. So it's a little bit more of like a heads up, so to speak, but it's also, and this is usually a card about like this celebration, and that just kind of means you have some work to do still. And ultimately that's a fairly positive reading in the grand scheme of things. Like you're on the journey. You said that the death card has been like your card, and it's like you have to get to the end of that chapter, and you're working on it.
You're exactly where you should be right now. And I think it's warning you, like, not to sweep it under the rug. Like,
don't celebrate too soon, essentially. You don't want to just brush this thing away. You want to acknowledge the stuff that you're dealing with. So
I think all of us have experienced like family members or team members who are like, who want to kind of sweep things under the rug and be like, everything is great, and want to do that toxic bypassing. I think you're being told not to. You're being told to be like, be kinder to you than that. Don't gaslight yourself. Acknowledge where you're at.
Yeah.
Okay, on deck we have, I'm gonna hit Jerry with a card.
Yeah, Jerry.
And then we're gonna do Judith and Margaret, and then we're gonna come back around to Instagram. And I know there are people who put cats in the chat. Don't worry, we're gonna get to all y'all.
We'll scroll, we'll find.
Yeah, we'll find.
Double sets of eyes. Four sets of eyes. We all got glasses.
We got so many eyeballs.
I think Kaylee's got. Kaylee's napping on the job.
Around. Zoe was saying, "Oh, Kaylee wants attention," even though she's looking away. Yeah,
She's on the bed.
Oh, she's on the bed.
she's given up on us.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. You getting making biscuits.
Yeah, she's considering a snuggle.
Fairies in Minnesota. Let's see what we got.
Okay. MZ says, bring me up, please. Cool. We'll add you to the list. We got a few people in line ahead of you, but we will add you to the list. If you have a question, you can let us know in the meantime. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. By the way, wherever you are, if you like this vibe, follow me. My podcast is over. Me as a tarot reader is not over. I've decided to free myself up so I could do more of this.
We're doing more.
Yeah. So please follow me, Sassafras Tarot. You'll see more content from me. You'll see random collective readings. You'll see me go live once a month, with the Witchy Weather Report, and other things that I offer. Okay, ready? Jerry, do this. Seven of Swords, stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. And this too, this card is like leaning a little backwards for me as I read it, because I recognize it looks different, like turned towards you, but it's like leaning into the past a little bit. And what this says to me is that you will be having conversations or confrontations that feel like they're getting under your skin. And the reason they feel like they're getting under their skin is probably because of things in the past that you are now ready to work out as a human being. Maybe there's an area of life where you either have betrayed yourself in the past or simply haven't had the tools to stand up for yourself effectively. Maybe there's a part of your life where you really need to stand up to the world to show yourself, yes, I'm worth standing up for, and it's bigger than just this moment. If you have a conversation that's really pushing your buttons, chances are good it's not just pushing your buttons because right now in this moment something is happening. It's pushing your buttons because it reminds you of times in the past when you've been in situations like this and haven't felt empowered to make your stand, haven't felt empowered, maybe even looked around like, is anyone going to stand up for me? No, it's just me. Okay. Because that is the feeling of the Seven of Staves. It's this feeling of like, I have to push back. So I'm going to give you this advice. Push back with some wisdom, right? If you find yourself in conversations where you're like, I have to prove myself to this person, I want you to take a step back and realize the person you really have to prove yourself to is you. You can decide how you'd like to do that. Maybe you do prove yourself to you by standing up for yourself. Maybe you say, I'm worth standing up for, and you have that uncomfortable conversation and you say, no, I will not accept the way you're seeing this. Maybe you exit that conversation quickly and you have some one-on-one time with yourself and you say, okay, I need to work through this on my own. And that person's perspective is only going to make it worse. So I need my perspective right now. That's up to you. Prove yourself to yourself. What should Jerry not do?
So very interestingly enough, again, the Five of Pentacles, which I would like to share, as I shuffled, it was flipped around in the deck.
Wow.
And I shuffled and checked my cards again. So aggressively, again, the Five of Pentacles, you have it in here. You know what you need to do. You know what you need to say. I'm feeling everybody's do not vibes so far have really just been like, trust your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what you need. You know what you want. You know what you need to be doing. You know what you need to be saying. And again, this isn't saying hermit away, not lean on your friends if you are in times, but it's a reminder that like you have it in here as much as you feel like you don't, maybe. You know what you need to be stable, to bring this stability into your life.
Yeah. All right. Who's next? We got Judith and we got Margaret on deck. I know there are other people on deck. Don't worry. We'll come around to you. We'll come around. And I will do a last call at some point where if I haven't gotten to someone, I will. But like, we got 3 screens today. Because we have
3 screens, 5 platforms.
And so 3 screens, 3. Yes, those words you said. Yeah. We have Instagram, we have Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and we have TikTok. And by the way, if the stream is a little bit weird for you on any one platform, I go live on 5 platforms. So try another. It'll probably work better somewhere. I'm at Sassafras Tarot everywhere, and you can follow me everywhere as at Sassafras Tarot. Okay, Judith, time for a do and do not card for you. Good meowing. Hey, Anna. Don't worry, we'll get to you. Oh, Eileen. Hi, Eileen. Tune in from Sound Beach, Long Island, sipping green tea. Feeling anger and grief about so many people in my family being emotionally unavailable to themselves and me. Honest answer. Good for you.
What a mood.
I love the insight in that is like they're unavailable to themselves. So of course they're unavailable to me. Yeah. Right? Like it's not a you problem, in other words. Yeah. You can't make them face themselves. Yeah. I'm here to validate your anger. I'm here to
am
say
also very good about that.
that's a really real thing to be frustrated about. Okay, Judith. Be the Knight of Pentacles you wish to see in the world. Excuse me, I need a sip of water. Slow and steady wins the race on this one. Know that you can absolutely create the stability you want to create in your life. Looking at areas of your life where you want more stability, money, health, energy, time. You can absolutely do that. And it's not a huge, whoa, we're driving the boat and we're steering hugely course correction. It's a little bit every day. The Knight of Pentacles knows that slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady makes it happen. You don't have to destabilize yourself to achieve greater stability. That's the reminder from the Knight of Pentacles. If you find yourself trying to, oh, I'm going to have to drop everything and do XYZ because my stability is threatened, notice that you're destabilizing yourself to achieve stability. The Knight of Pentacles is like, no, you don't have to do that. A little bit every day. Move at a slower pace so that you can see the landscape of what's going on and respond to it appropriately with plenty of time, rather than rushing headlong into something and realizing the circumstances aren't what you thought. What do you think?
I am dying.
Tell me.
I am dying. You said do not destabilize yourself. No Six of Pentacles. Look at the Six of Pentacles. They are throwing money out the door. They are throwing their resources away. We're not doing it, Judith. We're not doing it. Don't destabilize yourself for the things that you need. That's like a super serendipity. Also, I haven't been doing it, but Six of Swords is your shadow. Let maybe someone else rescue you. Like this just feels you've been the opposite. Whereas everybody else's cards have been like, you know what you need. You don't even need to like ask. This feels very like,
go ahead and ask.
Stay stable. Get help. Do the thing. Ask. Lean on the people.
Yep.
Crazy.
Okay, we got Margaret on deck, and after that, we're gonna go around the screens and find out who's new. So don't worry, we'll get to you. We'll get to you.
Margaret. Hi, Margaret. I miss you.
I know, I miss you too, Margaret.
I miss everybody, but I feel like I interact with Margaret the least socially on my platforms. So hi, Margaret. I love you.
Meow card for Maggie. Okay, so for you, we have the Six of Pentacles, Margaret.
What's going on?
I know. I love the universe right now. I'm obsessed with it.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Oh, hang on. I need to hold this with my other hand so that everyone can see it. Okay. We have the Six of Pentacles. This is actually my card for the year, everybody. And I've been working in depth with the Six of Pentacles. Cool. And it's really about deciding, making thoughtful decisions. You can see Libra scales here in this image. This guy is weighing and deciding what to do with his resources. Now, this is portrayed in terms of money, pentacles, gold coins, but think of it in terms of your time, money, energy, health, right? All of your resources, right? All of which are finite, some of which are replenishable, right? Money is a renewable resource, right? Your health is a renewable resource by taking care of yourself. Your time isn't. We only have so much time, right? So appropriately think about your resources, time, energy, money, health, and ask yourself, where am I allocating these resources? Because you only get so much of each one per day, right? And so you want to be thoughtful about how you allocate your resources at this time. And remember that you are driving the bus. Often this card comes up when people have felt pressured to overgive in a way they're uncomfortable with but don't know how to say no to, or when people feel like they're so stressed and pressed for some of their resources that they can't manage them effectively because everything feels out of their control. This is a reminder to take your control back and consider your resources in the micro, one day at a time, and decide how to allocate them.
Four of Cups is your do not. Don't be bored with it. Don't pick the things you're not excited about. I mean, these are like really hand in hand in it today. Like, don't pick the things that are going to make you grouchy or unhappy or anything that's going to take away from your resources. If it's going to make you sleepy, if it's going to make you angry, if it's going to be unhealthy for you, do not bother.
I love that. Do not bother.
Do not bother.
We love the succinctness. Be unbothered. Be unbothered. Moisturized in your lane. Okay, let's see who is on deck, because I know we have several people on all the platforms. I'm scrolling on Instagram. God help me.
Instagram is clear.
It is not clear.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Mary Jane was on Instagram.
Yeah, we have Mary Jane. We did Zoe and Ondine, right?
And Mary Jane had a question too.
Right. So Mary Jane's on deck, and I'll pull up for her question. So Mary Jane, Eileen, Brittany. We had M over here, and we also have Anna.
Okay.
I will forget that.
Yes, I will try.
We'll continue to review throughout the broadcast.
And Mary Jane had a question. I think it was, what is things going to look like in 2 years?
Yeah, so let's take a look and see. By the way, this is your public service announcement that I am going to be raising my prices on my monthly tarot reports. Some of you get them, or some of you have gotten them once, where I give you a report week by week of what to expect in the next month. Everybody who has already ordered one, your December reports are going out this weekend. If you want to get in on this, you can get in at the old price as a subscription and lock yourself in at that price, which is, if you subscribe and save, is $27. If you do one off, it's $37. I'm raising my prices like next week. And
good for you.
And I will be sharing a lot. You'll see me sharing about them in the coming weeks because it's the new year. It's a good time for people to sign up for that kind of insight. It's also a lovely gift to give to someone, is to give them the gift of a tarot reading, whether one time or recurring. But right now, those prices are still at the old rate, which is $37 a month for just 1 month. Or if you subscribe and save, you can get $27 a month as like an auto thing. And of course, if you want to cancel, you just message me and I cancel you. It's fine. tinyurl.com/your tarot month. I'm putting it into the chat for several places. Your tarot month, all one word, tinyurl.com/your tarot month is where to order that. It's also the link in my bio if you're on Instagram. And you can see I've posted about this in a couple different posts on TikTok as well. So if you would like to order, I recommend ordering this weekend for December, both to get your report in a timely fashion and to lock yourself in at that old price.
Y'all, I can read for myself, and I get a monthly tarot reading. I do the Witchy Weather Report every month because I need that step-by-step, week-by-week guidance from someone else. And it is incredible every single time. It is easily the best money, in my opinion, that one could spend on their spirituality if you're going to spend it on something.
Thank you. Okay, yes, Mary Jane says, where will I be in 2 years? I love the specificity of this question, Mary Jane.
Same.
I love it. I love it. I love it. What an interesting, I'm sure there's a reason you're asking, but I just think it's a really interesting thought process. Where will I be in 2 years? Now, I'm going to give, since we're doing kind of positive, negative, I'm going to say, like, you will be here, you won't be here.
I love that because that was also my thoughts.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay, so where will you be? The devil in reverse. We love the devil in reverse because the devil upright really speaks of anything that has you hooked. You know what I mean? And this can be something like an addiction or a compulsion, but it can also be thought patterns, beliefs about yourself. Who here has like beliefs or like shitty thoughts, right? That they return to during difficult times. Like, I get them. I get the nobody likes me's when I'm going through a difficult time. Like, that's where my brain goes, right? And I recognize them now, and I have befriended them, and I'm like, oh, hello, nobody likes me's. Here you are, right? And I'm able to like move through them, right? But that is what is represented by the devil, is anything that has you hooked, right? Other people go through a difficult time and maybe turn to a vice, maybe turn to, alcohol or a substance or workaholism or people pleasing or something else. What has you hooked? With the devil in reverse, you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to say, I'm going to turn some of these negative coping methods that maybe I have because they were necessary for me in the past. I'm going to turn them on their heads. I'm going to take the reins. I'm going to make the choice, right? You have a choice in the next 2 years of whether to let them become intractable, let yourself feel like you're out of control, let yourself feel like you are at the mercy of them, or say, no, I've passed this test before. I'm turning everything around. Reality has a lot to do with my perception, and I'm realizing that I am not chained by this anymore.
I love this. You know what you want, because once again, the 4 of Cups is not happening. We're not bored. You're going to be stoked. You're going to be making decisions about things that you are excited about. You are all in over. It is not going to be this hang up. You're not going to be bored. I mean, this cat's not thrilled. He just keeps getting handed things. It's not going to be for you. You're going to
throw
just
this
be,
over here.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I know there's too many screens.
But yeah, so you're getting the things that you are excited about. This is much a card of like, I'm indifferent, I am not excited, and it's not the vibe. You're thrilled about all the things.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I look forward to checking in with you in 2 years.
Me too. Hydration checkpoint, y'all.
Yes, definitely. Also, someone kindly wrote our order in the chat. Brittany did. Mary Jane, Eileen, Brittany.
Oh, Brittany, you're the best. I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Brittany, over here, if y'all don't know, I do a music broadcast on Monday nights called Monday Night Muses. You can find it at twitch.tv/Rory Kelly. That's my name. It's spelled right there. And Brittany is my chief executive song list officer. And she will often she'll put the songs and requests in order, and then she'll pin a post to the chat. And it's so helpful. So thank you. You're being my chief executive Witchy Weather Report officer, and I deeply appreciate you.
And Brittany said, I also read for myself and prefer getting a check-in from Rory.
Aww.
It's just nice. It's like, therapists still go to therapy.
Yeah, 100%.
So sometimes you just need that outside perspective on things.
Yeah. So Eileen, Brittany, and then M from, I hope I'm saying your name right. I know that there were 2 syllables. I don't remember what they both were, but I remember M was the first one. But please correct me if I ever say anyone's name wrong or misgender you or anything. I want to be told so I can get it right. It's important to me to get it right. Sometimes on the internet, things don't always come across right, and I can mess up. And I just want to say I would like to be told so I can get it right, because your identity is important to me.
I love you.
I love you too. Okay. So we have Eileen. I'm just looking to see if there is a question.
An oracle question, but perhaps
Okay. So Eileen, this is your do this card. It's the 6 of Vessels. I think, here's my opinion, Eileen. I think it is time for you to lean into parenting your inner child and parenting the parts, especially the parts of yourself perhaps that didn't get to be a child during childhood. You've done a great deal of work on yourself. You've done a great deal of work on how you do and don't show up in your relationships, on stewarding your process through different relational experiences so that you are showing up in a way that is both authentic to yourself and also has healthy perspective. And I think that now it's time for your work to turn a little bit internal with the 6 of Vessels and to give some loving parenting to that inner child, especially, like I said, those parts of you that didn't get to be a child during childhood. Maybe it's time to give those parts of you childhood now. Maybe it's time to put your hand over your heart and ask that part of yourself what it needs, and just lovingly open your arms and give that person that. I know that you and I have had different conversations about how to detach with love from people who, in your own words, are they unavailable to themselves, therefore they're unavailable to you, right? The good news is that all the energy you pour into your inner child is pouring energy into someone who has a track record of showing the fuck up, which is you. So pour that extra energy into healing childhood Eileen. Talk to me.
Not the vibe is the Hermit. We're getting so many interesting not the vibe cards.
Yeah.
Today. Don't turn inward. You want to nourish your inner child, but maybe that is going out or talking or getting a good friend's insight and advice. You have this light inside of you, but when our inner child is harmed or hurting, we don't always have the light bright. We can't quite tap into it. We can't maybe hear it or see it. And sometimes reflecting is not helpful there when you don't have it. If you're looking in a mirror in the dark, you can't see anything. The reflection is not particularly relevant. So this feels like maybe it's get a cup of coffee with a friend. It's honor a thing that you know that you want to do. This kind of is similar almost to that, what you need vibe of the inner child is in there, but it's your inner child. And children, they're reckless. They go. They just get the thing that they want, and they don't really discern any about it. They just go for it. So this feels very much like you don't need to do too much reflecting. What you need, but your light just might be dim, and maybe just going out or doing a socialize might spark up a little bit of conversation, or talking to a therapist, or talking to a friend, or doing another tarot reading. And I think you just need to stretch out a little bit and maybe not turn too much inward.
So Eileen's question just came up in the chat.
Oh,
and I would like to share this interpretation because I already know how I feel about this interpretation with this question, which is how to speak up for myself with people in my life who are not doing the work to heal their pain. My answer to you here is the Six of Vessels, meaning show up for your inner child rather than theirs.
Yes.
Sorry, not sorry. And I see the Hermit as being like, it doesn't mean you have to isolate yourself, right? But you know, I'm going to just submit this to you, and I don't know if it's going to sound shitty or whatever, but like when people have not been doing the work, they're still letting unhealed parts of them drive the bus, right? And it's not your job to step in as the adult and say, children shouldn't drive the bus. It's not your job to step in and fix everything for them, right? And every time you do that, you're using up your valuable energy that could be turned towards your own inner child who had to drive the bus for so long. So my answer is a perspective shift that turns your energy towards being very, very loving to the vulnerable parts of yourself. Now, what does it mean to be loving to the vulnerable parts of yourself? Not in isolation, because we're hurt in relationship and we're healed in relationship. And so I want to ask you, what does your inner child need from these relationships? An inner adult can make an assessment. Some of these asks are going to be possible. Some of them are not, right? I think about that expression of you can't buy milk at the hardware store, right? There are going to be people that you can't buy milk from because they don't have milk. They're the hardware store. They can't give it to you, right? But if you identify what that inner you needs, you can decide who you're going to bring that vulnerability to that is safe for it and like go ahead and bring it to. And my advice to you is to focus on you and healing that inner child rather than on them and their unmanaged inner child. It's not time to parent everyone else's inner child.
Yeah. And I mean, the Hermit is literally like holding a lantern guiding. And we talk about the Hermit normally as this, like, it's our light, it's our this. But at the end of the day, homie's got a lantern and he's trying to like run shit. This is not the vibe. You are not guiding other people. You are not holding the light. You don't have to be the light. It is not your job.
You're not the Statue of friggin' Liberty.
No.
Let yourself shine that light for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. We have spoken. Mary Jane weighs in. She says, good to hear retirement considerations are stressing you. I can only imagine. I can only imagine.
Just want to point out, retirement situation, not on a laptop. We're done with work. That little 4 cups cat, you had a laptop on the beach. We're not doing that. We are retiring. We're not working. So
we're not bringing more work.
We're not bringing more work to the beach.
I love that. We're not bringing more work to the beach. Okay. So
I don't remember.
I know here. I'm right there with you. Okay, Mary Jane, Eileen, Brittany, did you have a question? Let me look and see. I scroll. And after Brittany, we had M. I'm gonna look and see the full name. MZ. Bring me up, please. So after Brittany, we have you, MZ. If I'm saying it wrong, please tell me. I am glad to fix myself. I tried.
Nothing wrong with you.
Thank you. You know what I mean.
I do.
Okay.
Did I drop a cat? Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't see a question.
Oh, did Margaret write us
no
back,
question.
though? I thought I saw Margaret write something. I just love you both. I took the rest of the year off from volunteering. Time to make medical appointments and choose what volunteer I want to restart. I love that for you, Margaret. As a person who is always giving and during a holiday season, which is already exhausting, I'm so proud of you for being done with volunteering for the rest of the year. To be really honest with you.
I love that.
You do so much at all times, and I love that you're taking some time to yourself. So I'm proud of you.
I just saw someone post somewhere about how we put so much energy into like making a year a certain way and pushing into our year. And there are people who feel an urge to like finish strong at the end of the year. And she was like, what if you finished soft?
God, I want to finish soft.
Yeah.
My year started very too much and strong this year. Have no interest.
I love finishing soft. Yeah.
No interest in finishing strong.
Okay, no question for Brittany, just
Let
vibes.
me just
And then
vibes.
MZ, excuse me, then MZ, and then we'll do a reconnoiter. And I think Anna is also on deck. Okay. Brittany, do this. The Lovers.
Ah.
What is it that you want to connect intimately to? Now, the Lovers can be about a loving relationship. It can be about a person. It can be romantic in nature. It cannot be romantic in nature. It can also be about a calling. It can also be about connecting with whatever it is that allows that intimate part of yourself to be vulnerable. That energy of the Lovers is about seeing and being seen in a way that makes us feel whole. When we're in that like new relationship energy, which is really what the Lovers is about with someone, we don't just fall in love with the other person. We see ourselves through their eyes, and we get to fall in love with ourselves a little bit. We get to realize like, oh, I'm not a piece of shit. Like, this person really is invested in me. You know, this person that I have so much respect and interest in has much respect and interest for me. There must be a reason. And we get to see ourselves through more loving eyes. So I want to ask you, Brittany, what can you give yourself in vulnerability and intimacy right now? What can you open yourself up to that will allow yourself to see yourself through more loving eyes? What intimate connections can you show up for in your life, whether they are people, whether they are practices, whether they are creative callings, that will allow yourself to see Brittany through more loving eyes?
And I have a question. Are you being too hard on yourself? Because not the vibe is the Eight of Pentacles. And particularly, I find the Eight of Pentacles in this deck interesting because they are giving a tattoo. Tattoos hurt. They are this long, permanent thing, and they hurt. I know people are like, oh, I get joy out of tattoos, but there's still pain involved. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to hurt. And also, you don't have to work on it. You already have it. Like, I'm getting a lot of big vibes today of just like, we know in our like inner power, like what we need, or we already possess those capabilities. Like, you don't have to work on anything. You know what you've got going on, and it doesn't have to hurt.
It doesn't have to hurt is a big one. More loving, less hurt.
More loving, less hurt.
Okay, MZ, I'm pulling a card for you. Then I have Anna, and then we're going to do a little looky-throughy to see if we missed anyone. Mary Jane says, I have the laptop on my lap right now working.
That's okay because it's not 2 years from now.
But it's a consideration.
I was going to say, but take it into consideration. More palm trees, less keyboards.
Our present determines our future.
As someone on their way to Micro Center after this.
Correct. Okay. We have the Hierophant here. And I see the Hierophant as coming out of the past. And this is really about what values you have been instilled with. So you're being asked to be really clear, to lean into your values, to lean into what you hold high as a person. This could be religious values. It could be a moral compass that is not about religion or spirituality, but that's just about you and who you've come to believe in. But what's important is that you're being called to kind of walk your talk. You're being called to ask yourself, what is it that I hold high? What is it in life that I hold sacred, that I believe in with such deepness, with such depth, that it really like can make every decision for me, not in a negative way. You know what I mean? But like, the answers are all here if I just return to my priorities, if I just return to my values. You are being asked to get still and look at what values and beliefs truly mean the most for you. And maybe consider them, because there's an element of the past coming into the future here. Maybe consider how you started and how it's going. Maybe consider what was most valuable and what beliefs you held high in your past years and younger years, and how that has evolved. And if you need to check on some of that, if some of those values maybe have evolved to be a little more like, well, really, this is how I feel about this, right? Or conversely, if there are things that you know you hold in your heart, but maybe you've gotten away from because in the practicality of day-to-day life, you just kind of get away from them, it's a time to return to stillness. It's a time to return to your core values, and maybe even make a list and identify what they are, what is sacred to me, what is important to me, and then see if that helps you make any decisions.
I love that. So the Six of Pentacles is back.
Ooh.
I don't know what's going on today, but the Six of Pentacles. So if you were here in my present, I would actually ask you if you feel that you identify more with the cat throwing the money or the cat's taking the money. But honestly, I see this as a very big take what you need and leave the rest. Six of Pentacles in a don't position is almost like the Four of Pentacles. Hold on to the things that, are helping you be stable, especially with the insight that Rory just provided you with. Like, hold on to the things that make you feel stable and good. Give away the things that are not. And if you have something that you want to share with people, like, that's fine. But like, you're not required to give away anything you don't want to give away. Just get rid of the stuff that's not going to align with what you're trying to make happen.
We have a couple people joining in different places. I'm going to answer some questions quick, fast, and in a hurry. Eileen, yes, this is recorded and available for rewatching. It will repost, I believe, everywhere. I'm not sure if it reposts on TikTok, actually. It reposts on Instagram, reposts on Facebook, definitely reposts on YouTube. Twitch will be up for 2 weeks. So yes, you will be available. Facebook wasn't audible when I was typing and commenting, so I missed some parts. Yeah, you'll be able
that's a mobile thing. I hate that.
Yeah, sometimes it happens.
You
right.
Can just go back and
you can go back and listen. In fact, you may even, if you, especially on a desktop, you might be able to go look at the live right now and rewind it a little bit.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, hang on. I have to make TikTok.
You have to be a robot. we are robots, and we are not robots, and we are involved. You're a robot, but not a robot.
I am a robot, but not a robot. Okay. So Rachel Rosefarber just checked in.
Oh, hi.
I like your glasses. Which one? Probably yours. Yours are a little bit fancier.
Mine are. These are my streaming glasses.
Your streaming glasses. Yes, we are doing readings, and yes, if you would like a reading, we still have a couple minutes left.
Literally, we have
literally a couple,
and I think that's we have one more.
Yeah, we have Anna, and so we could do a reading for you too, Rachel. Great. That's no problem. By the way, to introduce myself to any newcomers, my name is Rory. This is Melissa. I have a tarot reading business called Sassafras Tarot, and I would love it if you would follow me so that you can get more insights from me and more check-ins with me. Melissa is my second in command, who came on as my second reader during the busy Halloween season and is doing the Witchy Weather Report with me today.
So glad to be here.
So here we are. Now, Manny asked.
Don't.
No?
Nope.
Okay. Nope.
So we got Anna and then we have Rachel.
I was like, what does that mean? Okay. Yeah. I'll take your insight on that one.
All right, Anna. I didn't see a question on Anna. TikTok folks are not real chatty. I feel like they just are like, we here.
There's a lot of in and out with TikTok.
That's fine. Yeah. I know.
And I do the same thing
on TikTok. The kids on the TikTok.
If you are wherever you are, first of all, follow me because you'll see me post collective readings. And secondly, if you have a request for a reading, now's the last possible moment. So let us know. Let us know. Brittany says, I've obtained beverage, coffee with milk and sugar. Excellent. We love it. First, going to try to caffeine the migraine way. Here for that. Okay, looking to see if Anna had a particular question. And Rachel, you're on deck after Anna. So let us know your question between now and then. And it just says, I'm late as usual. What a mood. Samey.
Welcome.
Okay. Here comes your cards, Anna. Oh, my phone is giving me notifications.
It's 12 o'clock notification.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, if you tuned in recently, everybody's card, what was everybody's card? I don't even remember. It's the Queen of Swords.
Yeah, that was like everybody's swords.
Everybody's advice is the Queen of Swords. Everybody is meant to lean into the future with truth as the basis. Like, identify what truth is to you, what your truth is. Look at the facts. Your feelings, it's factual that you have these feelings, but feelings are not facts, right? So look at the facts rather than the fiction and ask yourself how you can let truth lead as you move into the coming year. And what is not the vibe for the coming year is the Page of Wands. It's not time to be like willy-nilly, to act like a beginner, to be like, oh, I'm just here to explore the world and like, whatever. I don't know. I'm excited.
We love whimsy, but we don't need it.
But it's about facts and truth right now as we move forward. We're bigger and better and more evolved than that, basically. And it's time to act like it.
Also, truth is trust. And I think that's why a lot of my cards today are essentially just being like, listen to yourself, listen to your inner stuff. Because at the end of the day, a truth is something you should ideally trust. So it's a lot of trusting in yourself. And I would say a lot of folks' cards today have been like, you know what you need. You don't need to ask anybody. It's in here, what you're doing this month.
Truth is trust.
Truth is trust.
I love that.
Thank you.
Anna. Here is your card. Anna, the Two of Vessels, and it's interesting because this card came out kind of sideways and kind of like facing towards the past. And so I'm inviting you to rekindle intimacy that may feel lost to you. And I'm going to specify that this doesn't mean it doesn't mean to sweep things under the rug and pretend everything's okay in relationships where everything is not okay. It means to rekindle intimacy and closeness with people in your life who are able to hold space for that intimacy and closeness in a way that fills your cup rather than depletes it. So it requires some discernment for you. The Two of Cups doesn't have to be a romantic card. The Two of Cups is about intimate conversations. Two of Cups comes up often for me when I'm having a good conversation with you, because it's about conversations in which we see and we are seen, where we allow ourselves to share vulnerably, knowing it will be received in a loving way, and where we also extend our love to the person across the table from us, receiving their shares in a loving way. Where can you cultivate that kind of intimacy in your life? And specifically, like, this is pointing towards the past. And it's like, perhaps it's time to share about some past experiences that may shed better light on the present. Perhaps it's time to give yourself room to evolve, and as well, some of your relationships to evolve, right? You use your discernment. There are people who may never evolve. That's just real. Right? There are people, though, who may be dynamic characters in your life, and giving them an opportunity to be, and your discernment will tell you who is who, may be rewarding. Go slow and trust that your own vulnerable self knows the answer to these questions.
So the Six of Pentacles is back.
Oh my God.
Again, the resources. And again, I will say, as previously noted, if you were here, I'd ask you if there was something specific that you felt called to on this card. Did you feel like you were the giver or the receiver? But in the end, it can be both. And this is in the negative. We're not giving too much. We're not taking too much. It's kind of almost like temperance. It's that back and forth. It's the two cups. It's the give and the take. And it's wanting to remain stable. If you give away too much from your bank account, you will feel depleted. If you continually take and never put anything into a bank account, your bank's going to be like, yo, you haven't made a deposit in a while. Like, it's this vibe of just like, it's that self-care vibe. It's that, again, that higher power vibe of just like wanting to secure your resources, not giving them away too easily, but also discerning what you're taking, because truth is trust. And if you're taking things that you're uncertain about, it's possible that that could jeopardize your stability. So you really want to just be tuning into this higher power, into this thing that you know. It's a lot of just trusting in your gut and not just giving it away.
Let your heart be the guide. Yeah. All right. Rachel, we're going to pull for you. Rachel's Melissa, it's okay to say no. But do you want to pull a card for each other after?
Yeah, I assumed we were. I just didn't know if it was time allowed, but yes.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, we are actually going on your errand today. So if you're like, no, we have to stop at 12, that's okay with me.
Should go to Micro Center. I think Micro Center will be there.
Okay, I think it will be. But
Micro Center,
I respect your time.
There. No,
but I'm good.
Thank you. I'm great. Oh, you're welcome, Anna. Oh, Anna was over on Facebook. I'm sorry.
Oh, you were showing TikTok. Oh, well.
God, I'm so bad at this.
It was probably picking up both. The middle screen gets it.
Yeah.
Usually.
Anywho, you're welcome, Anna. I hope you'll follow if you're not already.
So Rachel's question: should I keep the opportunity at Tufts open for myself, or do I need to let it go? I got into the vet school there for another master's, and I deferred last year. Okay, so we're going to pull you a do not card. This is the vibe. This is not the vibe. Here is your do this card. This is the vibe. The vibe is the Seven of Staves. What feels like a barrier to you? Because you are meant to push back against barriers instead of let them best you right now. You're being asked to stand up for yourself. Now, you are the person who knows your life and who knows what that may look like to you. What does it look like to stand up for yourself in this situation? Are there ways in which the universe is pushing you to be a smaller version of yourself, pushing you to put other priorities than your true priorities ahead, pushing you to stay stuck? And which thing looks like standing up for yourself. Does it look like standing up for yourself to keep the opportunity open? Or does it look like standing up for yourself to say, no, I'm letting it go to make room for other things? You know the answer to that better than me. What I have to tell you is that if the universe feels like it's on your case, it's because you're getting an opportunity to choose you. And that should be an internal choice. Often it comes in the form of external conversations that make us feel activated, that make us feel like the spotlight is on us. But when we remember, oh, I have an opportunity, like this is activating me for a reason, I can choose me, I can stand up for myself. We decide, does choosing me mean like clapping back at whoever just, gave us some disrespect and being like, no, actually, here it is, right? Have you ever had a conversation where someone is like giving you a bunch of advice and at the end of the conversation, you're like, actually, this has affirmed my choice to not do what you're saying.
Yeah, it happens.
Right. So you decide what it means to stand up for yourself in this context, because that's what the universe is asking you to do.
Yeah. And, we said that the truth is what we're kind of aiming for today. And obviously wands, staves are that power, that passion that, and we're in this is what we're doing. Not the vibe is the Knight of Swords. And, the Knight is about knowing a little and fucking around, but like you kind of have an idea of what's going on in your community. Swords are this communication. And this is essentially being like, you don't have to fuck around. You don't need to communicate. We already said that our vibe is the queen. We know the shit that we need to be saying and doing and what our truth is. And I feel like this is just like that kind of bump reminder, like you aren't, and like he's like kind of reckless. He's not a motorcycle. He has no helmet. He's not maybe making some of the best choices. And since, it's basically reminding you, like you very similarly to this, internally what you need to do, and you have those choices available to you, and your truth and what's going to make the most sense for you.
Yeah. And the Knight of Swords too can be quite impulsive.
Yes,
he can be reactive.
Not an impulse, and this doesn't sound like an impulsive decision. Yeah,
it's time for you to respond, to pull back and say, okay, what does it look like to stand up for my, like do some introspection and then push. Then push against whatever is holding you back. Once you know what direction you want to push in. Okay. So to recap some important factoids, our card for everybody was the Queen of Swords. We're leading with truth in this last month of the year. We're allowing truth and facts to help us make our decisions. We are not just kind of coming in gangbusters like, I don't know, fuck around, find out, whatever. Life's passionate. I'm meant to make mistakes. Woo! We're not that person. We are leading with truth in the month of December. Also, if you need a big December weather report, I am offering tarot monthly readings. Every month I do this at the end of the month. If you've already ordered yours, it's coming sometime this weekend. And the prices are going to go up. So right now is the last time you can get yourself grandfathered in, which is, if you order for just 1 month, it's $37, which is, by the way, a steal. It's my lowest price tarot reading. And if you order, subscribe, and save, it's $27, and I will keep you grandfathered in at that price. Even when I raise my prices. And you can order that at tinyurl.com/your tarot month. I'm going to put it into the chat, but it's also in my, if you're on Instagram, it is in my link in my bio, tinyurl.com/your tarot month. If you would like to order that, I recommend doing it this weekend so that you can get advantage of those good prices. If you would like to order like for a gift for somebody as the holidays are coming up, you can just message me and let me know this is for so-and-so. This is who you can email the reading to. That's fine. Just let me know. But this weekend is the right time to do it. And finally, we're going to read for each other.
Okay. Also, Mercury is almost out of the microwave.
Oh, yeah. Mercury is going direct. So all the bullshit is coming to a close. It's rolling to a close, right? Think about inertia, right? Because like all the bullshit doesn't just like boop, everything's good again. Like let it roll out, but like we're getting there. We're getting back to sanity. Saturn also just went direct. So especially if there's been like a struggle around like the rules and regulations and structure of your life, feeling like that has been in flux, or like you've tried to implement structures in your life that have not been implemented, like things are going to start to crystallize. Things are going to start to be clear of what will work and what won't work going ahead. So good news, us. Rachel is asking, do you guys do private readings? Yes, we do.
Sure do.
You can message me here at Sassafras Tarot. To get a reading with either of us, you can ask for either of us. My feelings won't be hurt. Melissa's a fucking amazing reader, you know. Or you can just ask in general for a private reading. You can also here, I'll put my link tree, because all of my private readings go through my own website and my links, because there are spammers on the internet and I don't want anyone sending their money to a spammer. So linktree.com Sassafras Tarot is where you can get access to all of that, like my Etsy page and all of that kind of stuff. So yes, we would love to read for you one-on-one. So
you ready?
I'm ready. Oh, do you already have?
Yeah, I already got that.
Wow. Okay.
If you want, were you good with do and do not? I should have asked you first.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Actually, I'm going to start right off the bat. Your shadow card is the Two of Pentacles. So maybe there's some balance that you've been working towards. Feeling real biased. I obviously know that that's real. I actually really love this Two of Pentacles specifically is really fun because they're on a freaking beach ball. The waves are going back and forth. And then, of course, your pentacles are there. And you have a little nifty, silly hat.
It has some big this is fine energy.
Yeah, it's huge. This is fine.
I'm on the beach ball. I'm keeping everything in the air. It's okay.
And so, like, you know, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Like, under the hood, we're trying really hard to just stay afloat, quite literally.
Yeah.
The do vibe, though, is the Page of Pentacles. And I'm obsessed with this Page of Pentacles because he looks like he's, like, at his first day of school.
Look at this,
like, the little denim jacket that they, like, fresh got out of, like, Walmart.
Yeah.
And they're just, like, in their little notebook. And they're working towards something. And it's stability. And again, like you're working towards that. We're taking our energy. We're on our first day of school, figuring out what we want to be when we grow up. And obviously that's not in an insulting way. You are very abundant in what you do know what you want to be when you grow up. But like you said, you're closing the podcast, you're doing these things, you are making the moves and you're figuring out what is comfortable and cushy and bright. And you have the nice golden hour, which is this warm enveloping light, and not the vibe is the Tower. How much do you love that? Is not the vibe. You're welcome. Not the vibe. Don't burn it down. Don't fuck shit up. You do not need to, because you have been on this path of balancing your pentacles and your resources. Your happy little first day of school golden hour. We're very excited. We're waiting on the bus to get on the bus and do our thing. We are not burning shit to the ground. Now, cats always land on their feet, which is a very nice, cute version of the Tower that I do appreciate here. But at the end of the day, this is not it. You don't have to worry about landing on your feet.
I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome. I was thrilled to give that.
I'm delighted. I was glad too that it wasn't the Tower, because I'm like,
please, no.
I don't have room to lie down on the floor right now.
I know. I was like I cannot put Rory on the floor.
We're in the corner.
Their own tarot.
You can.
I could. You're right.
This is why Melissa's my second reader, by the way, because I taught her to read my cards, and then occasionally I'd be like, "Could you pull a card for me?" And I would like need to lie down on the floor.
I kill them.
Yeah, it's just like, and she says the real shit.
Yeah, Rory did teach me. If you are ever looking, maybe Tarot School will come back one day. There's some cool resources on Sassafras's YouTube, and I am fully trained by Rory. I had zero tarot knowledge other than readings from Rory for the last 10 years about tarot. So Rory really just changed my whole life with that education. So if you're around, do the thing. Check them out.
Okay, you ready?
No.
Do this. Don't do this. Also, your shadow. It's the Tower in reverse.
What a surprise.
Well, but let's talk about the Tower in reverse.
I know.
Because it's slow burn bullshit.
Yeah.
Now it's in shadow that like stuff that has towered you. When we use the Tower, it's like come into the vernacular in a big way. The Tower is like when shit hits the fan, basically. Yeah. Stuff that has towered you in the past is still slow burn affecting
you. It feels trickly. It makes my skin crawl.
And it being in reverse in shadow tells me that there's like subconscious shit to be worked out about old Tower shit. You don't have a present Tower moment.
Correct.
It's old Tower shit.
Old Tower shit.
That is like, it's trauma work, really. You know what I mean? It's like now you're in a safe place and you can begin to do the processing, because this old Tower shit is influencing your present day decisions, and you deserve better than that.
Thank you.
And you're being asked to be the Four of Vessels. Really think about what you want, because the Four of Vessels we see on this card, there's these cups in front of this person. This person's kind of daydreamy. They've got these cups in front of them and they're like not even looking at them. They're like, I don't know, maybe not these cups, maybe something else. There's another cup flying along in the sky, and they're looking at it like, oh, great, another cup. And so I'm just inviting you to consider that you're allowed to dream bigger than more of the same.
Thanks.
You're allowed to want something other than a fucking another cup.
Great.
You're allowed to want something that is completely different. And in fact, you're even allowed to want something that you don't fully understand yet, you know, because maybe your perception of what's possible is so influenced by this old tower shit, by this old trauma, that you may have this feeling that you can't reach for the stars, that your own dreams have a ceiling. And I'm here to tell you that they do not.
Thanks.
Don't do this, the lovers. Don't jump into, I want to say the words false intimacy to you.
Yes.
This is my lie on the floor reading. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Don't-
Yeah, I make Rory lay on the floor. Rory makes me cry. It's an
This
even.
is what we do. I'm
It's
so
an
sorry.
even temperance. We're fine here.
This. Get readings from us.
These are the two of cups. Sorry, guys.
Don't like sweep it under the rug and pretend everything is happy. You know what I mean? Don't give yourself the illusion of like, oh yes, this is the intimacy I wanted, when you know quite well that is not the intimacy that has worked for you in the past.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I love you.
I love you too.
You deserve better.
Thanks. You guys deserve to cry at tarot. Thanks for being here.
You do deserve to cry
You mean
at
it
tarot.
in a
I'm sorry
lovely
to make
way.
you cry at tarot.
I love crying at tarot. It's actually my favorite thing.
It's actually mine
It's
too.
kind of like when I don't know, I think people like go to church and feel moved by God or
Right.
something.
It's like
I don't,
speaking in
that's not me.
tongues.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't speak in tongues. I just read pretty pictures that make me weep. It's fine.
Correct.
I wouldn't change it for the world. This was fun. Thanks, y'all.
If you too would like to cry, we'll be back next month with the Witchy Weather Report.
What a
We love
pitch.
you. Don't forget, we are moving into the end of this year with truth as our guide. Get real about what's real. Get real about what's real. We're not like jumping in like idiots. We're not throwing ourselves into the fray. We're not kind of being impulsive. We are allowing ourselves to be thoughtful and be like, truth is our guide. What does the truth tell me? Because the truth does set you free.
And that undertone of just like, inside,
you know. If you take the time to consider, your truth.
Yeah.
So have a wonderful friends. We wish you a very truthy holiday. Remember, truth is trust.
Take good care of yourselves.
Bye.
Bye.